What's going on, everyone? So, Scream and the opening scene. It is very crucial to really set the tone and establish how the movie will progress going forward. I mean, Scream has had some iconic opening scenes in really all of horror, not just in slasher history or anything like that. I mean, Drew Barrymore in that scene forever is going to go down as one of arguably the greatest openings to a film ever, because she was, such a well-known actress. Many believed that she was going to be the main face, the main character, and they even marketed it as such. And then she dies in the first 10 minutes. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? And, you've seen Scream over the years, like Scream 4 with the movie, which wasn't really a big fan of Scream 4's opening scene personally. But I know many people love it. I applaud them for their creativity. I just felt like they got a little too, like they should have done the, movie within a movie type thing once, maybe twice, but to keep kind of going, I felt like it just carried on a little too long, in my opinion. Right. But, Scream 5 paid homage. Scream 6, he kind of felt like the fan favorite thing, just kind of all thrown together. Scream 3 still breaks my heart with Cotton dying. That never should have happened. Right. You got to keep Cotton alive. And then Scream 2, with the theater scene and stuff. Like, it's just, Scream has had some iconic opening scenes and just moments and memories. So going into this upcoming Scream 7, you're going to need a really good Scream 7, right? You're going to need a really good opening that really sets the tone and establishes what you're trying to get across in this upcoming film. And, I expect this opening scene to be really good, but we got some information in regards to the opening scene that I wanted to talk about. Nothing crazy. It's not like, it's just, we don't even know who the characters are or anything like that. It's some information that was released about the trailer, and in the trailer, it's supposed to give us some information in the opening scene. So wanted to kind of talk about that information, kind of go over it. I briefly touched on it in a previous video, but I wanted to kind of dedicate a video to it because I do think the opening scene is so significant. It is so important. It is so iconic, right? You have to do right by this. But I'm going to get into this in 3, 2, 1. All right. So, again, got information that came out. This is from Horror Universal, but it's been shared by several others, that according to reliable sources, the teaser for Scream 7 has already been sent to theaters. The trailer shows Stu's house and the opening victims being scared by a Ghostface animatronic. The release should happen very soon. So, again, the key that I want to talk about is the trailer should show Stu's house and the opening victims being scared by Ghostface animatronics. So, we're expected to get a kind of opening scene with Stu Macher's house, and there's going to be some animatronic Ghostfaces in that house. Makes sense that Ghostface could kind of hide in the crowd of the animatronics and stuff, kind of, if they've turned it into some type of, Stu's house, that is, into some type of museum or, some horror show, or maybe it's like a Halloween thing or something, right? Especially after Stu and Amber, you would imagine that they're probably like, all right, maybe we should stop letting people buy this house, because everyone that buys this house turns into a serial killer, right? Or their kid turns into a serial killer. So, I could imagine people just don't want to touch that house or go anywhere near that house. But to make it like, a kind of haunted, museum or something like that, that's something I could see happening. That's something I could see fun. And, even in the real world, there's enthusiasts that go to those type of horror things and stuff, right? But, as far as the opening characters kind of approaching, getting scared by an animatronic, they think it's all fake, and then another one ends up scaring them, and boom, they end up meeting their demise, right? Execution and delivery is everything. That's the key. I'll say something nice about Scream 6. Not a big fan of Scream 5 and 6. Like, I just, especially Scream 6. Every time I rewatch that movie, it's like worse and worse. It's just I did an entire video breaking down how bad Scream 6 is. But I did like that they gave us that extended opening scene, that it kind of was a lot of the fan favorite things that we've all talked about and thrown out the ideas of and whatnot, of like, oh, we should have a, early Ghostface reveal. There should be Ghostface versus Ghostface crime. Like, there should be, there's all kinds of stuff that, we kind of thrown out over the years that they kind of packed into the opening scene of Scream 6. So, I do appreciate that. I thought the opening was fine. Like, I didn't think it was, like, terrible. The opening was, in my opinion, one of the better parts of Scream 6. But, again, it's very important to hit home on this. Execution and delivery is everything. I understand Scream 5 was a nice homage. Jenna Ortega did a phenomenal job in acting in that opening scene, really kind of set the tone in a nice way. But that's what the opening scenes are all about, right? You need the opening scene to hit. You need the opening scene to do right. You need the opening scene to kind of set up and establish what you're looking for your film to do, right? You want whatever the tie-in and connection is to this Scream film, that the opening scene kind of sets it up and establishes it, right? We're seeing that, ghost faces of the past are going to kind of be very prominent in this opening, or in this film, not opening scene, sorry, in this film. And that's great. I'm all for that, right? And if you're going to have that be a thing, then it makes sense that the opening scene maybe is like all of the ghost face, kind of like the shrine room, but like in animatronic form, and it's there to like scare you, and you can kind of go down memory lane type thing. And then at the end, Ghostface comes and actually takes the opening victims out, right? Like, you could do something fun like that, and I'd be all for it, right? So it would make sense that, okay, you have it. Because I don't want them to make the Stu Macher house a thing again. Done it twice. How many times can we keep going to Woodsboro? How many times are we going to keep drumming up Stu Macher? So at what point does the town just like burn it to the ground, right? Like, at what point are they just like, all right, we need to get rid of this house, right? So to me, I think like if you want to kind of have the opening scene be there, you have this kind of setup, it kind of alludes to maybe Stu being alive or, whatever. And again, this upcoming Scream movie is supposed to be and have basically all the returning Ghostface showing up and being a part of this in some capacity. Okay, great. Do that. Have that. Let's have some fun. And then, really set the tone for the rest of the film. Kind of set up the story that you're trying to tell for the rest of the film. I'm all for that. Right? This opening scene needs to be done correctly. It needs to hit the right way. There's a lot of things that need to go into this to make sure that, it's delivered. Because like I said, the opening scene is how you draw in your audience from the jump. If you have a poor opening scene and a poor, kind of establishment to the film, that can set a bad tone and a bad precedent the rest of the way. So I'm really excited, looking forward to it. But as always, this is a discussion. I pass question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? You excited for the details on the opening scene? What do you want to see in the opening scene? Are there any like specifics or anything that you kind of have in your mind that you want or are looking for? Either way, I'd love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. We enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you.